Hi. Okay, so um the last video because the one before that one I had to delete those two videos, so I'm sorry about that, guys. That was my fault. But we're here again, and there's my brother Tito again. And so what are we gonna talk about today?
I don't know. Maybe we can continue talking about the Lion King.
We can keep talking about we can talk about, because we were talking about the Lion King on the last one, so we can talk about that one more.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know, like.
Well, I think I actually like that they made it look more realistic, because it's good to experiment with, like, they want to experiment with animation and see what they can do and how realistic.
Yeah, and I think that, like, I like that the animation is getting a lot better now than it was before, because, like, back then, like, they had, like, cartoons, and then they had real life. They didn't hardly have animation that much, and then now they started getting better and better in animation, and now they're doing really good animation, like so good that you can't even tell if it's real or not.
Yeah, I mean, like, what really though?
And it looks amazing, because you can't even tell if it's real or not.
Yeah, and I actually I don't know if this is, but I watched what was supposedly the first cartoon ever made. It was on YouTube. And it was like, it hardly looked real. It was like a chalk drawing, and then that compared to
and then compared to what is now, looks like real, and it's just it's really crazy.
And it was literally a chalk drawing.
Oh, that's crazy, and it's just, I don't know.
And so the Lion King, like, but I think there has to be more to it. Like, it can't just be there for the purpose of looking more real.
But that's the thing, like, because we were talking about in the last video how, like, we felt like that they could have done a lot better than they did, and we think that they could have done better, and, like, there's just a few different things that we think they could have done differently. Like, for me, the main thing that I was sad about, didn't like about it, was that they made the part when Mufasa died not that sad. And, like, it seems like a bad thing, but it's part of the movie. It's part of the experience. And it's, like, it's one of the things that I liked about the Lion King, is, like, the emotional connection to it. And, like, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. That was my phone. My battery is running out, so I might have to make this shorter, but so it was like the emotional connection, and it was just like, sorry. and it's just like they shouldn't take that out, because that's an important part of the movie, right?
And but do you think that they were trying to make it less sad?
I don't think they were trying to make it less sad. I just don't think they made it like, first of all, I don't think they made it as long, and I don't think they made it as important as it was in the cartoon.
Yeah, but, like, the thing is, like Disney knows how to make things really sad. They have made, like, some of the saddest kids movies.
Yeah, so I don't know if they were. I don't think that they might have been. I don't think that they were.
Like, but I know that they know how to make a good movie. Like, they know how to do that better than anyone. So then why are they?
Yeah, like, because Disney's really good. They're good. They know how to make good movies. They know how to make. They've made a lot of good movies, and like Aladdin, for example, was a really good movie, and it was, in our opinion. Well, we're not gonna talk about the Aladdin right now.
Yeah.
Very much, but I'm just gonna say we thought the Aladdin live action was better than the cartoon.
Yeah.
So because the live action was really good. They know how to make good movies. So why would they make a movie that's not that good when they could make it better? I mean, I'm sorry for like, we're not trying to be mean, but you know, like, not trying to be mean at all. It's just that we think that they could have done better, and yeah.
Well, I mean, it really depends on the way you look at it, though, and, like, I think that, like, I think that maybe
and
the reason
everyone
why
can have their own opinions on it. It's just what we think about it, and so yeah.
I think that what they're doing with live action remakes, like, they're not really trying to make it, like, I don't think they're trying that hard to make it a good movie. They're just, like, experimenting. That's what they've been doing lately, because they want to, like, start trying new things.
Yeah, and I think that they're doing that. Like, because I think they made The Jungle Book too, and I think that one was a better one. That came out better. But the Jungle Book was another one that they made kind of like this one that was
Mhm.
like animals mostly, except for of course there was Mowgli. His name is Mowgli, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so yeah.
And like, and what else?
But it was another one that was kind of like The Lion King.
Yeah, and like, but what I did like about it was that, like, I think what's one thing I did like was that like the actors, well, most of them were actually African people. Well, they were black people.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
And I think that because that was a good thing because they showed the heritage of the movie, the
Yeah.
culture of it,
Yeah.
and I think that was an important part about it was that they showed that, and that's something that they didn't even do in the cartoon, which that might have actually been something that was better about it, but it wasn't necessarily the actual movie itself. It was how the movie was made.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah, but Timon and Pumbaa
That
still
was
weren't black because that I don't know.
Yeah, Timon and Pumbaa weren't, but yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be exactly like perfect.
Yeah.
It's
I think-
always going to be a problem.
I think like
Well, not a problem, but something that people don't like.
it's like, but I think that like I mean it really depends on the actors themselves, like whether it's what the race they are, and like
Yeah, it depends on, and like it just depends on the person, and like.
it
And
doesn't really
like
depend on
it doesn't. Not everybody has to be black to make a movie like that, or like in another movie, like in any kind of movie like that, it doesn't have to be all that one race of person.
Yeah.
And not being against that race, of course.
And like
but
but like even if you do want to make a movie with just one race, like
yeah.
I mean you can do that.
I mean,
if
you
want
can
to.
do that, yeah.
But like I wouldn't just decide on the race, but whatever. I wouldn't just decide on
Yeah.
like yeah. But like and like what I did like was like I don't think you noticed this part, but like Rafiki, like he was saying something about like who Simba was, like he was like, who are you? And then at the end he was like, I'm asking you again, who are you? And then he was like, I'm Simba, son of Mufasa. But like I don't like that wasn't that important, but it seemed
Oh
good.
yeah. Wait, so it was that in the cartoon? Or
No,
was
that's just in this one.
Oh, the live action. Oh, and so,
But it's interesting that there
so you
already
did
was.
like that, or you
I
didn't
did like that.
it? Oh,
But
yeah.
I just don't think it was that necessary.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was very necessary either. Because really, all the, like for me, the movie always has to, like, the parts of it have to be important in some way. And it didn't seem very important.
Yeah.
But.
And like some things you can't decide if they're actually a good idea or not. Like, well, this is one thing that I can't really explain yet, but like, I don't know. But then like, and then at the end he's like, I'm nobody. When Scar was asking him who he was, and he was saying he wasn't really the king, and that wasn't very important. But I mean, why am I even talking about this?
I don't know.
Like, when like, there's this one thing like, but a lot of this stuff like I can.
Wait, step closer to the.
But like some movies,
But just don't.
you
step
can't
too
tell.
close.
Some movies you can't. But like most movies, you can tell what they're gonna be like by the trailer, because that's what the point is. The trailer.
Yeah. Yeah,
The trailer
that's
is the point of
true.
the movie.
Yeah, and the trailer.
Yeah,
But
the
sometimes
trailer.
they make the trailer actually like make the movie seem better than it is. I've noticed that they've done that before because obviously they want to get your attention and they want to get you to watch the movie. But it doesn't. Obviously, it's not always like that. But and sometimes the trailers cannot be as good as the movie. So they're not always like that. But
And so and like, but sometimes they
Yeah.
actually put stuff in the trailer that's not in the movie.
yeah, and I think they do that. Like, do they do that like before they're done making the
I
movie?
think so.
Yeah.
But sometimes they actually just like I think they do it on purpose. They don't. Is that even something?
Yeah, like why would? But normally I don't like that because like they should make it part of all of it should be what's in the movie.
Yeah, and like but the most funny parts to us weren't in it. Like for the most part.
So
Like a lot of the most funny parts, like when he said "K pasa."
Oh yeah, like the most funny part, like the parts that we thought were so funny, that weren't in it, and that's another thing. Like they took out the funny stuff, and that's a really important thing to me. Is the funny stuff, and they took it out,
Yeah.
and it's just like why would they do
well, some
that?
people said like when I was watching this one video where they were reacting to it, and they said that this one was funnier, but I don't think that's true. I mean, like some parts of it they did have some funny stuff that wasn't in the original, but
Yeah, but I think that the original one was still funnier. I'm trying to tell the thing that you said.
what did I say?
The thing that you said about you need to put your face. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, and so that was the part when I thought.
And so, okay, so Tito is going to tell you what he thought that they said.
Well, like, and then he was like,
It was in the cartoon version.
well, actually, I'm pretty sure it was in this version too.
It was?
I don't know,
No,
but
it wasn't.
Well, I don't remember it not
Okay,
being
it
in
might not have been. I
And
don't
like
know.
Pumbaa, like he said, I thought he said,
he was like,
well, I thought
what
he
did he really say though
said,
first?
put your behind in your past.
And then he was like, say
Put
it.
your behind in your pants.
he was like, he thought he said, put your behind in your pants.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it makes sense. But really, that's what he thought it said. And so it's just, that was a funny thing that we thought was really funny.
So that's even funnier.
Yeah, it was even funnier.
And like, but like, there's something about villains. Like most of the time, like with the really famous villains, they're not, like I don't think people like them because they're scared of them. Because like when they're kids, they're scared of them. But when they're older, they actually like them because they genuinely.
Because like and because they just have such a strong character. Like I don't know how to explain.
And also, like, there's lots of reasons why people like villains. Like most of the times because
Like,
they really like they have a lot of like sarcasm.
Yeah, they have a lot of sarcasm, and sometimes they can even be relatable.
Yeah, or they have good songs or something.
Or
like
yeah,
that.
they have good songs, things like that.
My favorite villain, I think, is Maleficent.
I think one of the best Disney villains to me that was the scariest was actually Cruella de Vil.
Oh yeah, she was really good.
She was really good. Scar was also really good in the cartoon version. He was really good, and I think Cruella de Vil was really good too.
Yeah, but what do you
So
think?
they would probably be my two favorite villains.
But do you think like girl villains or boy villains are better?
I think probably I think it depends, but I actually think generally girl villains.
Yeah, I think so too. Because like there's something about them that just seems.
Yeah, there is something about them. Yeah, like
Like-
girls can be more like women. I don't know.
Like Maleficent, but like, what do you think about Maleficent? Like she?
Maleficent in the live action.
No, the cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Should we talk about that right now?
I don't know. We could talk about live action.
Why don't you talk about Lion King first?
Yeah.
And like, I'm pretty sure like there's a new song in this one, but it's not really like a song. It's like
Wait,
this-
in what one?
in Lion King.
The Lion King.
Like
Yeah.
it's just like a song, but it's like music.
The
It's
new
just
one.
music. What?
The new one.
Yeah, but it's
Oh.
like it's not a song, but like it's like it's in the credits, and it's like called
Oh, there's a new song?
Yeah, but it's not really a song. It's like just music.
What is it?
It's
What's it
called Reflections of Mufasa or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that they had that. Yeah, that's noticeable.
And like also,
Yeah, and I like the thing about me that's weird is that I don't like musicals, but I like music.
yeah.
So it's like, what is going on
Yeah,
here?
it's like, well, like I mean, like if you think if the songs are good, then I mean, like I think I don't think there's anything wrong with musicals.
Yeah, Tito likes musicals. I mean, sorry, that was the neighbor. Anyway, so, yeah, but musicals, like, I just don't like them because, like, I think that, like, music is one thing and then movies are another thing, and so they're two different things. So putting them together, I don't know if that's what feels like it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I don't know,
but
like-
like sometimes music just like like I feel like it can be anything.
Like, I do like musicals, though, and it depends on, like, the songs, too. Like, if the songs are, like, better, if I like them more, then I'm gonna like the musical more, obviously. But if I don't like the songs, then obviously I'm not gonna like the movie, really.
And that reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. Like you said you didn't like it because there's a lot of music, live action.
Oh, yeah.
But I liked it a lot. It was a lot like the original.
Like,
Like,
I don't really remember. I don't know why, but I don't remember that much of what happened in Beauty
in the
and
end, like
Beast.
instead of him just like she didn't actually say that she left him in time for the rose to. The rose fell before she said it, and so then after that, the curse it wasn't broken.
Wait.
Because the rose had to fall before. I'll get to the
Okay, well, you have to tell the whole thing.
Okay, so a long time. Okay, so there was this prince, and then this enchantress came, and then when this old lady came, and she asked for him to bring her in from the storm, and because it was winter, and then she offered him a rose, but then he didn't like it because she was ugly, and then he didn't let her in. But then
Yeah.
after that, and then she told him not to be deceived.
And didn't people
because,
get... What?
because beauty is true beauty is found within.
Yeah, and I think that was another important. That was one of the main important lessons of Beauty and the Beast was the true beauty is found within, and it doesn't matter what you look like, but what's in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
And so then after that he did it again, and then after that she turned into a beautiful enchantress, and then she cursed him to be a beast. But then and there was the rose that she gave him was enchanted, and and if the last petal fell before his if he didn't find, and the last petal would fall on his 28th birthday, I think. And like, but if he didn't find someone that loved him and he loved them before then he would be Beast forever. But then it was too late, and the rose already fell. And so in the live action version, but in the original version, it actually did work. But then in this version, the Enchantress came and she saved the Beast, and she turned it back into a person.
Wait, in the live action?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And her name is
because I think I remember something like that, but I don't remember exactly what happened. Like, because I have terrible memory, guys. I'm sorry. But anyway.
And so yeah.
Yeah. But I don't really remember that. But I remember, like, I don't even really remember the cartoon. I only remember certain parts of it.
That's because you
whole
watched it like a little while ago.
Oh yeah, when did I watch it?
At school.
I watched it. Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, because I watched it at school one time. It was a couple years ago actually. It seems like it was not a couple years ago, but it was.
Yeah.
And it was a couple years ago that I watched the cartoon version of Beauty and the Beast. And we didn't see the whole thing, but we saw some of it, and that was the first time I'd seen it in a long time. So that was pretty much mostly what I remember about it. So yeah.
You didn't like most of the songs, but like, I liked all the songs, especially Beauty and the Beast. That was a really good one in my opinion.
Yeah.
But like.
Wait, what song?
The Tales All the Time.
Tales All the Time. Oh yeah.
That's called that. Something like that. I don't know. I think it's called Beauty and the Beast.
It's called Beauty and the Beast. I thought it was called Tales All the Time.
Yeah, I think it is called Tales All the Time, but I thought it was called Beauty and the Beast. That's why I get confused. But and like in the original version, she has a golden dress. Wait. Yeah. That's what I thought. But it says Beauty and the Beast. That's like the main thing it says.
Mm.
I often can't decide whether I like the original Beauty and the Beast or this one better. Like these are so much the same. Like there's so many good things in this one. There's so many good things in the original one.
Say it again.
One thing I don't think the Beast has, like in the original he has like blue eyes and they're the same eyes as when he's a prince. But in this version I don't know if that's true. I think he has blue eyes.
The prince?
Yeah, the Beast.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, do you remember Cogsworth and Lumiere and Chip and Mrs. Potts?
Oh yeah, I remember that. And I like I don't know. Like I think there was something that this is what I was gonna say. Like I wanted this is what I wanted to happen. I actually wanted, like, I have a couple of things that I actually, like, want to happen in the different Disney movies that don't happen, that I think would be better if they happened, but then I understand why they didn't do them. And the thing I wanted to happen in the live action was I wanted him to actually not become a person in the end. But he did, of course, become a person. And I think that a lot of people would have gotten mad if he didn't become a person, because that's just what happened in the original version, and people are used to that, and they would be mad about it. But like, and I like the way this one ended too. But I also think that would have been an interesting ending, to have him and like still the Beast, you know.
Yeah, and then it would be weird because then like she'd be married to Beast.
Well, yeah, that would be weird.
None of their kids would be half Beast.
Yeah.
And like after that, and so like, but I think that Belle was the perfect actress for the lady.
Emma what was her name? Emma. Was it Emma Stoner?
Stoner? I don't know. I thought it was Emma Thompson.
It might have been Emma Thompson. I don't know. You guys can comment.
But she was just like a lot of people said she didn't have a good voice, and like they just used autotune on her.
Oh yeah, because I think actually somebody mentioned something like somebody sounding like her when I was at school. I think last week or something. I don't know when, but somebody talked about it. But anyway.
And now I think I like the original Beauty and the Beast more, but only for a few reasons. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like what I really like with films like this. This is something you probably don't care about, but like I just like the way it looks. Like that's something I've always noticed.
Yeah, and I like the way films look too, especially like nowadays, because they have like they're getting a lot better at that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing I like better about the films nowadays. And the thing is about like old things is that they're just not as realistic. They're not as like not relatable, because they can be relatable, but they're just not as
they don't feel as real.
They don't feel as real.
They're not as realistic.
Yeah, they're not as realistic as the movies that are nowadays, because nowadays they know how to make them more realistic and everything. But back then they didn't really know how to do that as much. But, you know, now they're getting better and better at it. And in the future, I wonder what it's going to be like then.
Mm-hmm. Like it might, but then
It
like
might.
pretty much the only thing that can be that much better is just it looking completely real.
Yeah, is that it just looks completely real.
But there is one.
Which they might be able to do.
But there is one thing, and like, but that's basically already true. But like,
Yeah, so they probably are. It is already true.
and like, but there's this one thing that like they have a new kind of animation.
They do.
And it's like it's between computer animated and hand drawn, and that's like I'm really excited about that. But they haven't made any movies with that kind of animation yet. But like,
Oh, how come I didn't know about that?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that seems like a really noticeable thing. That's really noticeable.
That's been.
And it's something that I would be really interested in watching something like that actually.
Yeah.
Because the cartoon, the animation has always been like something that I really enjoyed, generally.
Mm-hmm.
And so like to see them together would be really enjoyable.
And like, but like, I mean, like, yeah. And it started with this one cartoon, and like, wait, maybe Raquel.
Yeah, I don't even know because nowadays they don't even just make any just cartoons.
They don't, unless they're a sequel to another movie.
Yeah, because nowadays they don't just make cartoons anymore. They
But
just
like-
make animated.
But like, the Mary
real
Poppins
life.
Returns had cartoon in it.
Well, yeah. Sometimes they do, but not very much.
And like, I just think that. Well, what do you want to talk about now?
I don't know. Okay. Let me see how much. Oh, we've been talking for a long time. So we're probably gonna be finishing it now.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for watching and to listening to our conversation. And
And, like and comment and subscribe.
like and comment and subscribe. And you're awesome people.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
And you rock.
And you rock. And have an amazing day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.